Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Reacts back once again, another reaction for you guys. Take us, of course, into the journey of Ben 10 Ultimate Alien. This is Season 2, Episode 16. Of course, it will not know the title until I get into the episode. Holy crap, last week's episode was so good. And I love the reveal because I've been saying for quite some time, since Alien Force, the Forever Knights, they're kind of a joke now. I can't really take them seriously. And all of a sudden, all they had to do was, first of all, introduce this character, George, this old guy, episodes ago. Didn't really know what the hell was going on with him. And now we know he is the original Forever Knight who created the whole damn thing. And all the Forever Knights we've been seeing since Classic, Alien Force, Ultimate Alien are different factions that have basically spread out and basically started like their own shit and have been doing their own kind of thing. And that's why we've been seeing different like people leading Forever Knights. Now they're making it make sense. I bet that wasn't the plan originally, or maybe it was. There was a plan down the road to finally unite the Forever Knights in a sense. But the concept of how they're bringing forth this really old guy, how old is he? We have no idea, but I'm assuming really damn old. And he created the Forever Knights. And this explains why there's all these different factions and different people running shit, because they're just going based off of the original concept. And now he's unifying all of them. Pretty damn significant. And it has now changed my perspective on all of the Forever Knight storylines we've been seeing, because literally a lot of the leaders and shit, they were just making shit up or just kind of doing their own thing. And it's like, okay, they were going off the original concept, but they're just doing their own shit. Now we have George who's going on some sort of mission, and it's going to be a big thing. And now all the Forever Knights are essentially uniting under him. So like things are now changing in that aspect. That is pretty damn exciting. So let's see what happens in this episode. I don't know if it's going to be a continuation of what we saw last week. If not, regardless, it's fine. But I really had a great time last week, and I can't wait to see what they do continuing on here. So let's jump into it now, guys. Let's check out this episode. Let's go. Zombozo? Is it Zombozo?
Step right up and see the hideous creature from the deep. Come inside.
Is it?
Ticket, please.
It could change your life.
What?
It's not possible.
What?
It is. It's you.
You hear me?
We are the Esoterica. We stand
what?
here tonight as liberators.
The Flame People Circle. Jesus. They kicked the shit out of him.
This is indeed a most historic day. The day that marks the return of Dagon, the knowledge bringer.
I'm pretty sure that's Vilgax, right?
You say these guys approached you at a tennis match?
They were excited to get me on board.
Being ranked 173 in women's tennis? Or for being the girlfriend of the Ben Tennyson?
Does it ever occur to you that everything isn't always about you?
Not really.
Exactly,
no.
Ben.
Ben Tennyson.
This is Conduit Edwards.
Conduit?
A title I have the honor of holding.
Flamekeeper Circle, huh?
The title, and I think that's the guy who's in the
That's just
robe.
a symbol of what flame represents.
Flamekeeper Circle believed that thousands of years ago, mankind was visited by benevolent aliens.
We are not alone in this universe.
Yes.
Which aliens are we talking about here?
Dagon promised to return to Earth someday. With the
They think it's-
technology needed
they
to
think
save
Dagon's
mankind
Vilgax.
from war,
The Keepers dedicate their resources to using modern technology to help the less fortunate.
I can personally assure you he's alive.
How can you be so sure?
This way, please.
That's
Does he has them.
Private.
The new age of mankind is about to begin. I'd
It's-
love to bring
this is
the
gonna be
Ben
really
Tennyson
bad.
on board with our cause.
But did you have to laugh in his face?
Julie, it was an accident.
You're a terrible boyfriend.
Ooh.
Because we've never seen aliens before. How many different aliens can you turn into now? 50?
63.
Oh,
And yet
wow.
believing in aliens is laughable? So only you're allowed to use the alien tech to save the world.
That's,
Right.
well,
I mean,
well,
no, that's not... I'd let her cool down first.
yeah. And where's Gwen, by the way? I spoke her into existence. Here she
Wanna talk
is.
about it?
Hi, Gwen.
Talk about what?
Give Julie some credit. She's not a dope.
Well,
But that doesn't mean she can't get in over her head.
You think they really have access to alien tech?
What's going on there?
Sounds more like a multi-level marketing scam. Conduit wouldn't know alien tech if it was staring him right in the face.
Oh, nice surprise. Pretty smart using this alien because you can't see him. There's probably cameras, Ben. I should have thought of that, but okay. I'm pretty sure they're waiting for him or they're protecting behind that door, so.
I was wondering when you would find me.
I knew it. I knew it. It had to be.
Here?
I can see your tiny human brain struggling to comprehend the impossible.
Vilgax, conqueror of 10 worlds.
Rather than being destroyed, I was lost to the sea.
Some guy just walked up. Okay.
And was sold to a traveling carnival. Was liberated by this collection of buffoons.
Buffoons.
The Esoterica.
The Flamekeeper's Circle. So now you're a prophecy made to order.
Prophecy.
Your old alien pal finally making his promised return.
My followers think I'll use it to fetch some glorious alien tech.
But you
stashed
won't.
on a nearby moon.
You don't have an empire, genius. It fell after everybody heard you were dead.
Ooh.
This intruder is an enemy of Dagon.
When did that door open? Because that door was shut.
I know this looks bad, but you've got to believe me. This guy is not Dagon.
What the hell? That is visually trippy. Oh. Big chill. And the sound effects too when they're doing that's cool. There's randomly a third one now for some reason. Ultimate big chill. Wait, no, there's 4? What do you mean between dimensions? What did he mean by that?
I did what you wanted.
He wasn't really going to hurt me.
That's right, Ben. She wasn't my hostage.
You are fighting on the wrong side here. These people are dangerous. You don't understand.
You're the one missing it. He's not going to hurt me.
It's
He's about to
Vilgax.
bring a new golden age to all humanity. If you just let me explain it to him.
This isn't about me
It's
at all.
Vilgax,
Even
guys.
if Dagon was real, because that isn't Dagon.
Vilgax.
His name is Vilgax.
Yeah.
He's not a hero. He's a selfish, evil warlord who's using you. That ship isn't going anywhere without its pulse core.
Ooh. And he's destroying it.
How can this be? These infidels must not be allowed.
Infidels.
Its glorious rebirth.
Oh shit. There's so many of them now. Like, where are they coming from? Ooh, nice shield. I love that. Oh shit. I didn't like that, but I love the.
Save the world.
Let us say. Oh yeah.
Save Dagon.
What if Tennyson is telling the truth about Dagon?
When I'm done with this planet, you won't recognize it.
And there you guys have it. That was episode 16 of season 2, The Flame Keeper's Circle. I actually have the title pulled up here. Interesting title, and the reveal, pretty interesting, and I'm not surprised. Of course Vilgax is alive. Of course he is, but he's still in his gigantic Cthulhu-inspired squid form because he almost died, but he somehow survived, and some random guy just walked up on the beach and found him. Of course, okay. And then he's sold to that guy at the carnival and everything, and look at the weird creature, and it's Vilgax, and he's like, well, obviously I didn't want to be captured and be in a container, but like I was getting my health back and getting food, so it was okay. It was better than just, I guess, being on the beach somewhere and just dying, because he needs water. He needs water to survive. They assume he is Dagon. Is that the thing? Let me actually scroll through here and actually play the audio again. And I don't know, like, they said the name of the, like, kind of soldiers of this group. Let's see, is it Dagon? I think it's Dagon. I think that's what the word they used.
Then this is indeed a most historic day. The day that marks the return of Dagon.
Dagon, sorry. It's Dagon. Sorry, my bad. I thought it was Dagon. Dagon. They think he is an alien that is going to bring forth peace technology that's going to save the world and make it a new utopia and all this shit. Dagon, they think that's the, and I get it because it's a squid type of alien. Now here's the thing: does Dagon actually exist, or is this what the Circle is assuming exists? Like, this is the philosophy they believe in. And I think Kevin's kind of analogy to kind of break it down is exactly what it is. It's a scam to make people believe this, because look how fast Julie turned on Ben and was like, Ben, you're not, and she freaking was pretending to be a hostage to trick Ben into stopping using Big Chill, Ultimate Big Chill, when she walked in as a hostage. He's like you don't understand, like he's the savior, he's here to help us. And then thankfully she was able to kind of turn around. But she turned around very fast when she's like 100% believing the shit, because she's the one who brought Ben and Kevin there, which was strange to have Gwen not in that scene. But I guess they were thinking, what could Gwen add in this moment? Like, in terms of like this like discussion and everything, and those like couple scenes within the building before they actually go off to Burger Shack and there's Gwen there. Maybe they're thinking like, well, what could Gwen add to this scene? And maybe they thought it just didn't make sense to have her there, but still. It was kind of strange and it was kind of noticeable, but still, they believe that this is the return. He's gonna change everything. And his line at the end, he's like, "Trust me, when I get done with this planet, you won't recognize it. That not to save it, he's going to fucking destroy it." I think it was smart to reveal it right away, pretty much. Well, after the opening credits, to reveal that it actually is Vilgax, because I think if you built it up more, it'd be like it'd be probably more of a surprise, like what the hell, like what's in the tank, what's going on. But I'm glad they did reveal that it is Vilgax. Now, obviously, if you're watching this show and you don't remember that the last time Vilgax was around was in this squid form, kind of like I said, Cthulhu kind of form, you would think there's a giant. Why is there a giant squid? What's going on here? So I think it was a nice reveal, and they revealed it early on. But maybe holding off would have been a better reveal, but don't know, because this is the way the episode was structured. In terms of the kind of soldiers, they had a name for them. It's kind of a strange name. The way they're phasing in, the sound effects too, but the way they're phasing in and out of reality, I don't know if that's what they're actually doing, but it looks like it is, because there's times they're phasing through nothing and even phasing their foot out of the floor to hit Kevin, or it was Ben or something at one point. But they're phasing in and out of shit. And like when Gwen is using her kind of like her little platforms, I love seeing the platforms she makes. There was a guy doing that like several times. You see people use platforms. These soldier guys, these ninja soldier characters, they're using platforms without nothing there. Like, so they're using some sort of technology or something to phase through reality. I think that was just kind of a gimmick or a ploy, obviously just using that word, but I'm not sure how the hell they're disappearing and reappearing, how it's happening. But it's a really cool concept. It really changed up the action, because I think what they were trying to do is, okay, this is some sort of like secret society shit, and they may have some access to shit in terms of technology and all that. A lot of times when Ben is fighting characters like this, it's just typical fighting and he's just going to pick an alien. Well, you have now these characters who can phase through stuff and disappear and reappear in different areas. It changes up the action. Because when he's freezing them as Big Chill or Ultimate Big Chill, they're freezing kind of phasing in, so like they're just freezing like the back of their body, or like freezing an arm or something as he's trying to phase out, and then he's gonna reappear somewhere else. So it was kind of cool to see that, to kind of to make the action more interesting for sure. I get the point about not showing Gwen and Kevin stopping that ship that they were going to be giving to Vilgax to use. But maybe it would have been interesting to see a little bit of that. But I also understand the main point of this episode was for Ben to infiltrate, which he still should not have, because he turned into, I forget the name he used, because he's not used the alien since the introduction, the one who could turn invisible, and there was a really dark past with that character. And it was all involving Area 51 and stuff, and being, taken under and being forced into this prison. He used that character because he can turn invisible, but then he turns back into Ben in the elevator. Why? Because there has to be cameras. They must have known that he was, he was there or whatever, but still, I guess Ben is smart, but not too smart. But it was nice to see to bring that alien back, because we haven't seen that alien since the introduction a few weeks back. So it was cool to see that in a stealthy to get into the building, but then he stopped using being stealthy. So it's like, you were doing good, Ben. Why'd you decide to turn it off? Whatever. Revert back to yourself. I think the kind of argument with Ben and Julie throughout the episode, but specifically in the beginning when they're in the building for the first time and you get introduced to the kind of lead of this organization, the scam, if you will, and Julie's like, well, they invited me and all this stuff, and Ben makes a good point, but he's being an ass. What, did they invite you because of your celebrity status as a tennis player, or because you're the girlfriend of Ben 10? Is that why it is? And that's what it really was, I think. I think he was hoping that Julie, who was being manipulated and believing this shit, will then try to convert Ben to do the same. I think that was the whole plan. It didn't work, because Ben knew instantly, oh, that's not a returning entity or whatever you think it is. That's Vilgax. This is not what you think it is. And I love the fact that Ben was able to kind of turn on like an earpiece or his like plumber's badge, and then freaking Kevin and Gwen could hear everything. So it's like they knew. They knew. Small little flub I noticed in the episode in terms of continuity. It's a very small thing, but I noticed it, and I did point it out in the reaction. I'm not sure if it's cut or not. Hopefully it's not. Ben closes the door when it opens, and he shuts the door behind him, and then there's Vilgax in the tank. The door is shut with the knob or whatever, I guess, to lock it in if you're inside. The door was open when he turned around, and here comes some of the ninja characters. The door's open. Who opened it? Did someone like see that Ben? Because I'm assuming they have cameras and they have like motion sensor or something to know someone's in there not supposed to be. So did they open it somewhere else? Because I don't think we ever heard the sound effect of the doors opening. So he shut the doors, or they shut on their own, but like they shut, and then you see them open. So I don't know what the hell's going on there. Just noticed a little something like that. Don't know. I was expecting a continuation of the Forever Knight storyline, but I also think this was pretty significant in terms of, I mean, I figured Vilgax wasn't gone. I mean, come on. But still, wasn't expecting it for the first few minutes. I'm like, why are we in a carnival? Because my first thought, as you saw, was Zombozo, which I should have mentioned a lot earlier, but I wasn't thinking about it because we had a lot to talk about here. But as you saw in the beginning, I honestly thought Zombozo, because we're at a carnival. Maybe it's too on the nose that it's Zombozo, so it's the reveal of Vilgax. Because they probably thought, well, if we started off in a carnival setting, and this is where Vilgax has been this whole time, people who watch the show and know the show at least enough can assume it's Zombozo. Because I mean, regardless of the fact that he's barely been in the show up to this point in the continuity of the franchise so far, his episode in Classic is, to me, like one of the most interesting episodes, and of course, you know, Ghost Freak and everything. Like, there was a lot going on in that episode, and then the fact they brought Zombozo back, which was fantastic, later on, but way later on, which I thought Zombozo was going to come back way sooner than he did. But maybe they thought, well, let's see if we can trick anybody who's watching the episode, and I think it works, because I honestly thought Zombozo, it wasn't. But it would have been cool to see. Like, what if Zombozo was in there, or a part of the carnival or something, like you see him, and maybe he's part of the narrative. Like, if there was something they could have, or maybe to where Vilgax never left the carnival. Maybe they could have done something like that, where Zombozo involved somehow, like where he comes across Vilgax, doesn't realize the significance of who he's found, and then everything kind of ensues from there. That would have been an interesting kind of what-if episode. Like, what if this episode stayed in the carnival, and Zombozo was a part of the narrative, too, with the Vilgax reveal. I don't know how to play, but it would have been interesting to see those two characters together, but that's just me. Overall, had a really good time with the episode, and I can't wait to see what happens next. And who knows, maybe we'll dive back into old George and Forever Knight shit. I think it was Professor Paradox said, "Beware old George." It was something that people were saying. You remember when Paradox said that? And I do remember him saying that before I saw it in the comments, because I tried not to read too many comments, obviously due to spoilers. But someone said, well, Paradox did say a while back, "Beware old George, beware the creature from the beyond," which we've already seen that as well. So remember those Paradox. Whenever he talks, you gotta fucking remember what he says. So maybe we'll get back to that next week. But I really enjoyed this episode overall, and I can't wait to see what happens next, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the reaction. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below what you guys thought about this episode of Ben 10 Ultimate Alien. Talk to you guys soon. Peace out.